World Wildlife. Buying this tie, I saved a koala bear somewhere.
A koala bear. But it's a hippopotamus tie.
Yeah, that's a hippopotamus.
That makes a lot of sense.
I like
The federal government didn't need.
Live on YouTube.
Oh, hello, YouTube.
I think I saved a koala in the wild.
Well, we'll go with that.
Yeah, sounds good.
You paid that nonprofit manager some money.
And got a high Putin Thomas tie.
Are we ready to call the meeting to order?
Yes, we are. Who's all online? Roger and Britt?
Yes, I'm here. I don't know if this mute is working or not.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So, do we have a quorum?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. It is 12:17 on April the 21st, 2021, meeting of the Navasota Economic Development Corporation in the City Hall of the Navasota. First item is call to order. Second is remarks of visitors. Seeing none, we'll move on to the third item on the agenda, discussion of the NEDC website and social media. Raina?
All right, so, I sent y'all an email a few weeks ago or last week about the Navasota EDC website that we just created. So it's navasotaedc.com. I don't know if y'all have had a chance to look over it, but we have our video on there. And it gives a lot of information just on, people that might be interested in relocating to Navasota or bringing their business here. So it gives information on the community, such as education and entertainment, healthcare, housing, history, and shopping. We have a locate here tab where it gives, there's a map that provides different locations that are available in town, whether to, if you're interested in leasing or purchasing, or if you're interested in land. And so you can click on it and it'll give you more information about each property that's available.
And that information funnels through you to keep it updated?
Yes. Yeah, because I created the map, so whenever there's something new or I hear that something's been taken off or sold, then I'll go through and update that. And if you guys hear of anything, also you can send me an email and then I can go update it.
So realtors could submit to you?
Mm-hmm. And then, we also have all of our reports that have been generated by the retail coach on here. And then if you click it, it'll take you over to a new tab which has the report. So then you're not leaving the website, you still have it up here. And then we have a news and resources page that I've been trying to go online and find different articles over the past few years of things that are going on in Navasota just to put on here, because then we can share it to Facebook and keep track of that. And when we post on LinkedIn as well, we can link it back to this and it'll direct people to the EDC page and the news article. Then we have a section on workforce, which also has some good information on it in regards to employment. And then a contact us page. So, going through that, what kind of led us to create this website is over the last 6 months, we've been contacting different website developers just to receive quotes to get an idea of how much it would cost to put together a website like this, just because of the last year with COVID, people aren't traveling as much and it's easier to find information online, and if an employer or potential business can't find us as easily, they might not, or we might slip under the cracks. So we reached out to 3 different website developers, and so Company A had, it was a one-time fee of $17,500, and then after that it was $4,100 a year for maintenance and website hosting. Company B was about $16,000 to $20,000 upfront cost, and then Company C, it was around $5,000 for a microsite, so it wouldn't be as in depth as this, and then $2,500 a year for website support and maintenance. And so, just given our budget and with the resources we had available, we decided that it would be cheapest and more economical and the best decision to go ahead and do it in-house. So we came up and developed this ourselves without paying an outside company to do that. And so the overall cost for this moving forward will be $155.88 a year, which I'll bring that back as another item next time if we want to keep this just for the website host and domain.
You did a really good job.
Yeah.
Thanks, really nice.
Thank you.
I mean, really nice.
Well, it doesn't need to be, frilly, it just needs
Yeah, this
to
is
tell you what they need to know and move on.
Yeah.
I thought you did awesome.
Yeah.
What about the GIS, subscription?
That's on our regular website, isn't it, or?
The,
The GIS, I have to pay like, I don't know, how
Oh,
much a
there.
year, $2,000 a year for GIS.
Well,
This is
that's
through
on-
the city.
That's on the city.
Okay.
so I just linked it to where it automatically connects to the cities.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And we can do more overlays on it if we really wanted to, that
Mhm.
showed, I don't think it makes sense to do an overlay for available buildings because they change so much and it's too much work on that, but
But if y'all have pipelines that are
That's on there.
overlay and then railroads,
it's got all the utility lines, not electricity, but it's got water, sewer, and gas. Everything that's ours is in there.
I've been looking for railroad lines throughout the county.
We don't have that.
Yeah.
Each railroad should have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we travel too.
So, since we decided to do all of it in-house, one of the things, we are kind of lacking is some of the data and analytics that we can get, just because some of these larger website providers can, get better data on who's coming and when, they're clicking on which page.
That SEO, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so we have connected with Google Analytics, and so I'm able to track some information on there, such as the number of new users, and then I can track what city they're viewing from, and then what state and the days that they're looking. I know that there are some other companies out there that have better information on, depending on what computer people are using it from. If they're coming on and saving like a potential building site, then it automatically would notify me who it was, and if they have their information on there, what company it is, so it would be a good follow-up mechanism. But that's just something that I can continue to look into in the future, just considering that we were able to save substantially by doing all of this in-house. And I can bring that back at a later time.
Could you click on the News and Resources tab? Just kind of scroll down. I'm just wondering, if you might want to consider putting in a subscribe button and have them be subscribing to new alerts or something like that. That would be a way of capturing information.
There is, on the contact page, where they can fill this out and they can agree to receive marketing and promotional materials. I can check in to see how they would go about subscribing to the news resources.
I mean, we probably don't have any newsletter or anything like that to send, but, that kind of solves it right there.
What about the old Entergy site selection thing they
Site
had?
selection.
Is that still up and running?
It is, yeah, we have.
Somehow it ought to be integrated in, I don't know if it could be, or I bet it could.
Get a link to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think y'all have a link in there to the Grimes County Economic Development website, which also has a link to the Texas site selection and a couple of others.
Yeah, I know that we have. I can go ahead and make these hyperlinks. I don't have them as hyperlinks right now.
CETA.
Yeah. And CETA does have a link to that as well.
Okay,
But if you wanted to link directly to it, it's texassiteselection.com.
okay,
The thing that CETA is planning on doing is having it just be our region, rather than, right now, if you go to Texas site selection, it's the entire state.
okay.
it's not limited to just Navasota. And then that, you run the risk of having someone say, oh, look at Lufkin, I didn't know that was available.
Yeah.
That's the fear. You're expanding their vision.
Look, there's one over here.
And so, right now, I had some of the analytics that I've already pulled. When I checked yesterday or the day before, the website's already had 189 different views from different users. And then the usage, actually, the number one has been in Houston. Second most viewers are out of Brenham. Third most are out of Navasota, so people in the city aren't even, yeah.
Absolutely.
And then College Station, Austin, and Waco. And then there's usage by state, and there's about 5 or 6 different states on here, like Texas, California, Kansas, Georgia, which I don't know. Those are.
And that's the information you got from Google?
Yeah, from Google Analytics.
Cool.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, I really think they're probably the best thing out there, because at least with my business here, it's what brings a lot of people to my door, and when they do a search. And then the more searches and reviews that you get, the higher up you go on their organic, or whatever, all that stuff.
We all ought to be over there.
And,
Stuff.
'cause like the city is first, you know, as far as in relation to the city of Navasota, it pops up, it's the first one. And you're not having to pay anything to be, I mean, you can actually buy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a rank if you wanted to, but that's silly.
Well, this looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's just what we were needing.
All right, that's all I have for that.
Well, you did really well.
Thank you. You guys have any questions on it?
How much do you cost? $17,000.
We're gonna add in the budget.
You're gonna be asking for a raise now.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
$17,000 plus $4,000 a month. Thank you, ma'am. Next item on the agenda is item number 4, discussion, consideration, and possible action on changes made to the Navasota Economic Development Corporation Business Improvement Grant application.
So as you can see, the first attachment that you have is the new application. The only changes I made to it were standardizing the spacing and lettering / numbering of the list, because some of it was a little off and awkward spacing. So there will be no changes on the first few pages. Where I did make a change, in terms to content, is if you go to page 10, page 10, where it says additional information, items A through I, those used to all be checkboxes under the please attach to application the following. And a lot of the times when we're getting applications coming in, they're not giving us this information, where I thought, okay, it might be easier if they just type in a number or something where it says, state the type and value of proposed improvements, or the number of jobs to be created, because we weren't getting that information before because it was just way too many attachments.
Yeah, it needed a little simplification.
So that was the change, and then also on page 13, when it's returned this application to, I put my email address, because it was somebody that I think was about several years ago.
Who was it?
It was
Steve Maddox.
Maybe.
I saw Steve Maddox the other day in the grocery store. He still lives here.
You still doing pizza?
I don't know. Oh, Bert didn't look real good. Struggling to get around.
So those are the changes I made on this one, and additionally, I added it, as a seamless doc, if we want to do an online version as well, so that way we can put it on the EDC website and people can easily fill it out instead of having to print it or type everything up and then email it in. They could just come in and do it all online and add all the attachments on here. So it has everything that the new application has. Just read through all of that before going to the next page. And then here's the application itself. And then here, we can put what's required, and then what's optional. So then that way, when we get down to those attachments that we talked about on page 10, we can make those requirements, so to state the number of jobs, so we have all that information instead of it being up in
And
the
then you
air.
can just fill it out and submit it online?
Mhm.
Cool. Would like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, 'cause we haven't had a lot of people
Especially somebody that
filling
might be
this out.
getting a new sign.
And me.
Copying it.
Yeah, the big boutique needs one too.
So those were all the changes in the new online one that I had for the business improvement grant application. Do you guys have any questions on that?
Who does this application go to when they fill it out online?
It'll go to me. I just have to switch this header right here. Lupe's gonna have to go in and switch it, say my name, but it'll automatically come to me when it's submitted.
So you could copy and paste that link at the top and email it to somebody and say, here's the application.
Mm-hmm.
When you say it comes to me, what email address does it go to?
My city one, the r.willenbrink@Navasota, and it'll say business improvement grant application from, and then I could make it to where it's their business name is what it shows in my header.
Okay. And if for any reason Raina leaves the city, y'all have the ability to fix that address?
Lupe does, I don't.
He does.
Don't ask me to do any of that.
That's why they leave my email, executive director at, because they figure I could go any day.
Yeah, I think the title company changed theirs too. It used to be a person's name, now it just says closing at Navasota Abstract.
If you have your real name, you should feel pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
How many more years are you gonna have to work?
Well, we also have that, I think, the EDC grants email address that we created when we did the COVID relief, so I could have it forward to both of those. So I don't check that other one since we don't have the COVID grants, but I mean, it'll be in 2 inboxes
It
then.
was redundant, or if he just forwards that EDC one to you. you can do that.
Yeah.
So did you say, can you add attachments to this? Like when you send this in, you can go ahead and send the documents?
Yep.
Any extra documents?
Yeah, so I made it, it's the next page, so it
Mhm.
won't let me go to next right now, since
Yeah.
I have all those requirements, but I added, all of these attachments on here, upload,
Uh-huh.
and then I put all other documentation or information as necessary, so then they can go in, if there's additional information that they wanna put, they can always upload that as well.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions about the changes that Raina made to the application? Anyone online have any questions for Raina regarding the application?
No, not me.
Okay, well, hearing none, does anyone, we could entertain a motion to accept the changes or not?
I'm gonna move with change.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to accept the changes as submitted by Raina. Does this include, an online version, or, is that a separate vote?
Yeah.
It includes the online version?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so the motion is to accept the changes submitted by Raina and also to allow the online version to proceed, the online version of an application. Is there any further discussion? All right, then hearing none, all in favor, say aye. All opposed?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes carry. Thank you very much. Thank you for your work on that, Raina.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is consideration of possible action on approval of minutes from the prior meeting, and it's item number 5. If y'all had a chance to review the minutes, do we have a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
I move to approve the minutes accepted as read.
That sounds like a second.
Yeah.
All right, so multiple people moved to approve the minutes, and,
Oh, sorry.
that's okay. Brittany moved to approve the minutes, and it was seconded by Mr. Kevin.
Sure.
So, any further discussion on the minutes, any corrections? All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The ayes carry. Let's see, next is item number 6, Economic Development Specialist Report.
So to give you all a breakdown of the regional recruitment project that we're working on with the retail coach, so far we've reached out to 86 regional businesses, so that's anywhere from 0 to 100-mile radius. And as of Monday, we've received 6 leads total, so we've been in contact with all of those, having business prospect meetings and trying to get them here. And these types include different types of restaurants and manufacturing facilities. And then recently what I've started is kind of hitting a broader radius from 100 to 200 miles. And so far I've reached out to 67 different businesses, and we've received 7 leads from that too. So we've had a very busy few weeks.
Well,
That's really nice.
Yeah, we've been very busy.
the governor things, these are a little more real.
Generated by her.
So these include different types of restaurants, entertainment, and then specialized retail stores. And we have a meeting today and 2 meetings tomorrow, so there's a lot of fun stuff going on. And
We have
then,
meetings every week with somebody looking to come here.
so if you guys have any information to add on the available properties, let me know.
Well, we have one that's, we've
Yeah.
got one today, but the Gibbons Creek, I know it's not in Navasota, but that's a huge manufacturing facility. If there's not something that would meet the requirements here, and the industrial park, they have facilities out there that are selling
At the plant?
at the plant. They're dismantling the plant itself, but the warehouses and the property the warehouse sits on are gonna be put up for sale. And the facilities are, will be empty soon, and they have up to 33-foot ceilings, and they have cranes that come with the property, 50-ton cranes. So, like I said, it's not in the city, but if you have someone you
Okay.
can't accommodate, we may have other locations in the county.
Great, thank you. Also, I know that Rock and M just announced that they're locating in downtown Navasota, right here on Railroad Street in McAlpine. And then today I'm meeting with Nava Nutrition. They're a new smoothie and protein shake that are coming in on North LaSalle, and they've already been posting on social media, so they're excited, and we're excited too. And then tomorrow night, the Chicken Express site plans are going to planning and zoning, so that's moving forward. And then lastly, we have the Brazos Valley COG update. I know that I sent an email a few weeks back that the COG and Texas A&M University, they've received EDA funds to host a communities as a startup project. So developing an entrepreneurial mindset and startup mentality for the community. So it's trying to get a bunch of key actors and people that are really involved within the community together and kind of discussing future goals and how to get things continuing to move and grow. So the first meeting we'll have for that is on Wednesday, May 12th, and it's at 12 p.m. here in room 200. And so if you know that you won't be able to make it, just let me know beforehand, because I'll have to put out a special meeting since we'll all be gathering together.
Okay.
And I'll also send you an invite for this, so then you have it on your calendar. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else have anything you want to bring up before we adjourn?
Can I ask about the Railroad Street project?
Yeah. Can I say one thing
Go ahead.
first? She didn't toot her horn on, but she's also very instrumental in the, farmer's market, which is wildly successful down there at the library, so, with new vendors coming every time.
Yay.
Yeah, that's been a home run.
Let's turn
Yes.
people away,
Yeah.
I was told.
Well, they
Oh,
found
we
16
figured
more
out.
spaces now,
Just gonna use some grass and.
There you go.
so we're getting big.
You'll be parking up at the top of the
Nice.
hill.
Yeah, I don't know where
Nice
they're
for
gonna
it to
park.
be on Washington Avenue, so you
Yeah.
Hey,
We'll
just
see.
call the Winter Wonderland, they'll do shuttles.
Shuttle buses, that's right. So I laughed because we were in a 2.5-hour meeting this morning about Railroad Street
Oh.
with some of the owners.
Mhm.
Just, I mean, working through details and stuff.
Yeah.
But, so he keeps, the contractor keeps telling us he should be finished by the end of April with the whole thing. We're kind of in a little slowdown on pieces of it. We're doing a change order for some replacement of some water main because we don't want to cover up old water mains with new pavement, because they found them, they weren't on the maps, so now we're having to come back, we gotta go to council at some point with a change order soon. We're trying to get all that together. We're also trying to negotiate their payback for the damages they did in February. And then, a fence to go along the tracks to keep people from getting on the tracks is where she and I met with a fence company.
And that's gonna be in the parking lot also?
Which includes the
Yes.
parking lot you built, because we got grant money from Union Pacific to help pay for that. So we're working on that, and, we're waiting on CenturyLink. I finally got ahold of somebody, and I found the boss, and I ate somebody's butt out this week about getting cables pulled.
Mhm.
It's not very easy to find anybody at the phone company. Anyway, found out late last night that we sent them the plans a year ago to start pulling cable.
Oh, wow.
My engineer sent it to me. They never downloaded their plans. He keeps good records. So anyway, I haven't called back the boss to tell him that, but I'm going to. But anyway, they're supposed to be in the process of getting that ready to go, and then once that happens, those poles go down, those lines get out of the way, and hopefully Sam and his crew can get in there and finish up the concrete work. I haven't been over there today. They were getting ready to start putting the bricks in the crosswalks yesterday. So I don't know if they've done that today or not. But we're close. We're very close, so.
So,
They're all close, they're all within.
what about the
some-
parking lot? Is it getting kinda cleaned up again, or? I know.
Yes and no.
I have somebody come to me
Parking lot.
like,
Yes and no, but we're working on it
Okay.
still, because apparently the mechanic is leaving, which means that they're wanting to do something now with a renter in the back that's not a mechanic, which we're working on them again to say clean up. I mean, it's a constant deal.
yeah.
You know, and I don't know if I told y'all, but when our contractor was putting that parking lot in, they cut the sewer main the sewer service to Circle P.
Oh, wow.
That's why there kept being sewer running out. It was because there's no sewer line left. 2 weeks ago, we finally got an agreement with Mike Peterson. We were working with the contractor, and nobody knew it was there. I mean, it was in bad shape probably. But Mike Peterson made an offer to us that he would fix it for $5,000. If we'd just pay him $5,000, that was cheaper than the price I got from the contractor.
Mhm.
We did a settlement agreement with Peterson, and have you sent him his check yet?
He picked it up last week.
So he got his check last week, so hopefully that'll get fixed. We do have a tank over there now that we're pumping out on a regular basis to keep sewer off of the parking lot.
Mhm.
But now we gotta work with him to get his other junk cleaned up, and we're trying to figure out a better way for his dumpster. That was one thing that got kinda left out in the whole plan.
Yeah.
So we're getting there, it's just,
Yeah, 'cause everybody else has to comply with those same rules of not junking up your sidewalks and, having a pathway to walk.
apparently not. Apparently, we're letting everybody else do it.
No,
That's what I was told.
everybody else abides by that pretty
I had to
well.
get in that argument, but
Okay. Who? I didn't really notice anything on sidewalks anywhere else.
But he'll go in there and take up.
apparently he did, because he told me as soon as you make everybody else do it, I'll do it. And I said, have
Okay.
you walked up and down the street? Because
We
everybody
don't
else
park
is doing it.
flatbed trailers over 5 parking spaces.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying out there.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some complaints from my renters.
Yeah, well, we're still in the process of dealing with it.
Okay, well, good luck.
Y'all all know where we're at with that. I mean, as far as, some people are more difficult to work with than others.
But it's gonna be beautiful soon.
Yeah, Dom, back on your parking lot, Dom is working with our landscape crew to come back and sod that and put in a crepe myrtle and,
Okay.
so this will make Kevin happy. We're actually working on pouring concrete a little further up on that turn because people are running over the sprinklers already, so we're gonna go ahead and pull it up some more. Cause they didn't get it like we
I cannot drive
asked.
in this area without running over a stinking curve. And if somebody's waiting to turn,
Uh-huh.
like out here, and I'm trying to turn, you can't do it. If you got a truck that's anything over a Nissan, no, you can't.
Well, the worst thing about it is people got so used to how wide those streets were.
Yes.
Right.
That they would be this far away from the curb.
Yeah, they didn't.
Now you got to get a little bit closer so that somebody can get by you.
But
Or
they
if
don't.
you try to turn,
They don't.
somebody's coming down the post office road,
They
and
don't.
you're trying to.
Yeah, they stay in the middle of the road instead of,
I just sit there and wait and go,
but,
Yeah.
but anyway, we're getting there, Kathy.
Okay,
It's not, I'm not happy but we're trying to.
That's
trying to
fine.
work
I just
through
kind of, I get bombarded with it too. When's it gonna be done? Is it gonna look like that forever? Why is all the junk everywhere? It doesn't look good.
him
There's nowhere to park.
Instead of talking to you, they ought to just go in there and say, "Hey, you gonna move the junk?"
Cause you guys got on it.
That kind of person.
Yeah, I know.
He's not gonna use it.
you can, I'm not.
That's the thing, they want us to go do it, so we're trying. We're
Okay,
doing
thank
it.
you.
Well, code enforcement.
We have not forgotten it. Oh, yeah, but they shoot code enforcement officers, they don't shoot citizens. We're working on it.
Executive director, you.
Sure?
Yeah, depends on who you talk to.
See, the next one they add, they'll just change it to executive director 2, and executive director 3.
Just keep swapping.
Anyway.
Any other questions for the city while we have them here? Well, if not, we could entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Brittany wants to stay on.
Sorry, I'm like, I have my phone on mute, and then I have the mute button on the thing, and I'm like messing it all up.
Well, thank y'all for
Hey,
being on the call today.
Good job with getting K and B, the trash off.
Oh, that was all
Another good
the
event.
staff, man. They did a great job. Yeah, it was great. Looking forward to getting better next year, too.
Mhm.
All right, well, meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Who, 200?